Well, good morning, Mother Oafers. We fixed the stream, so I'm going to try to get at least a half-hour ride in. As I said earlier, if you jumped on the first stream this morning, had a few technical difficulties. And imagine this, all I had to do is restart the damn computer to fix it. Genius. So, what I'll tell you guys when you have these kind of problems, don't freak out, just restart your computer. Now you'll notice that the background, if any of you guys have followed me, is a little bit different because I learned another little trick. When I put the Zwift app on, because of the update change, I couldn't see it anymore. If you right click your source in OBS, you'll be able to actually transform the screen to full screen or stretch it. Not something I actually knew before. So it's changed the dynamics a little bit of how this looks, but I'll work on cleaning all that up later. It's good enough for now. But we're back on, we're riding. Anyway, so I'm going to do a real quick recap of who I am and what this is all about. For anybody that's new to this, if you stumble upon it. My name is Dave Bernard. I am a 47-year-old fat man. Earlier this year, I was supposed to have an umbilical surgery, and in so many words, my surgeon said, "You're too fat, go lose some weight." So now I'm on this journey that I call Mission 44 to get down to 244 pounds, and I started off at 313 pounds. I've been at it for about a month and a half now, and maybe closer to 2 months, and I haven't lost a goddamn pound, which is fine. I've been through this before. You'll see my transformation in 2012. It's a little bit different this time around because I don't have the same amount of time. And with this hernia, I can't do the same things I did back then. But I digress. Anyways, topic of the day. Zwift app, the updates, and a little bit of the national championships. Now, I'm not a Zwift geek. I'm new to this. So I've only been at it, like I said, for a month and a half or so. To everything, to streaming, to Zwift, to getting back on my bike, to indoor training. All this is new. But Zwift made an update in the last 2 days. And the update allows you now to have a garage. So you can actually change your kit. Your kit is the outfit that you're wearing on your avatar. Of course, there's also a change to OBS, but that's a different topic. That happened in the last couple days, and that's the program that's used to help get this stream out there. So, Zwift made the change, and with the kits, now you can earn what's called drop points. And if you look underneath my ET up there, right now it says 330, you'll see that I'm assuming 0. I'm blind, I'm old. If you want to know what O stands for, it's old as F. So, anyways. So you earn drop points. That allows you to earn the ability to change up your kit, change your bike, change the tires. There's different things that you can get. There's a lot of videos out there if you go to YouTube and look up the new changes. I think Shane Miller is one of the guys out there that's got some stuff talking about it. You can get it. You can actually take a look at what all those changes are. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but there's some limitations. So even if you had your avatar set up to look a certain way before, now some of those things have been taken away from you, such as, I'm trying to think, shoes. That's a good one. So now my only choice at my level is to wear these white shoes on my avatar. Again, none of this matters. I mean, it's all part of the game. What really matters is getting on the bike and riding. So, unfortunately today that's going to mean probably no more than a 30-minute ride for me because I do have to get ready for work. So, I'll dig more into some of the changes later, but that's it. There's now a garage, and you can earn points. I think they're called drop points. That allows you to up your swag, your avatar game, you whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I think. So the other thing is again, I'm not completely innocent. When I got home last night, it was a late night at work, and I got a chance to jump on the old YouTube, and one of the suggested videos was the national championships, specifically the American national championships. So I watched it, and it was pretty cool. So what, in essence, what you're watching in these championships is people that are expert level Zwift riders, and even now like national, you know, world class riders are now getting involved, and they are actually racing. Now what was interesting, and I don't remember any of the names because again, I'm not a fanboy yet, but what was interesting is that Zwift is obviously different than just out there riding. It's not the same as out there riding on the road. And so there's some different parts of Zwift that you can earn. And there's things like drafting, I think, and other stuff like that. Well, it's a game. And so at the very end, both of the races ended up having some final sprints to finish it off, both the men's and the women's race. And the people that won, you know, had earned these drafts, or I'm not sure what it was called. I apologize that I'm not more educated when it comes to the old Zwifter. But it was definitely interesting. And the idea here for me is that I'm choosing to ride a bike because, one, I can't lift heavy weight, obviously, with the hernia, and I don't have self-control when it comes to going into a gym that has weights that I wouldn't start lifting too much. And so being at home on a bike is probably the safest way for me to get into shape. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this the way I'm doing it, and I'm trying to make this my new obsession. I need cycling to become my new obsession, and I need to get out of the weight room. And I was gonna say the egotistical weight room, but you know, that's a little bit more human nature. I think that I'm hoping that my ego takes me down this path, which is gonna be better for me long term over the rest of my life, and that is to have a more cardiovascular obsession instead of a strength obsession. The thing is that when it comes to the weight room, it's something that I'm definitely more naturally gifted in. And so having that success or stroking my own ego is pretty easy. Whereas on a bike or running or anything like that, I'm at the bottom of the pack usually. And so, you know, I don't have that same success, and it's just it is what it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, I see it's a rainy day on Zwift, but I'm just gonna knock out this half hour of whatever happens, happens. Like I said, the first 30 minutes of my ride today didn't happen because I had a major technical difficulty that, if I wouldn't have freaked out, would have been solved by just restarting my computer, which is what I ultimately ended up doing. So a bit of advice to the fellow streamers: if you start to have a bit of a challenge or something's not working right, restart your computer. Especially if Zwift or OBS introduces an update that you didn't prepare for properly. Oh man. I will tell you, Wednesday I had my weigh-in Wednesday, and I had not lost any weight. And as we talked Wednesday, that was a little bit of personal sabotage. Yesterday, good morning Tina. Yesterday was, hey, if anybody's out there on Facebook Live, send me a chat. You're not late to the party at all, man. I had some major technical difficulties this morning, so I didn't even start riding until right around 7:30. You know, one thing that I love about my morning rides is that we have a bit of a community started, and this is where a few of the Twitchers get together and have a conversation outside of whatever my dumb ass, my mother chucking ass or arse, you know what I'm saying, is talking about. I think I'm going to make a new shirt that says, "Chuck you," for Twitch. And I am going to try to control my elegant speech so that we don't have any strikes against us. But anyways, so what do you guys think about the new changes on Zwift? Really, that was the topic for today. Have you guys had a chance to play around the changes in Zwift and check out your garage and make any changes or earn any of these drip or drops? Oh. If you have, go ahead and throw me your suggestions in there. I'm going to try to get onto the old Facebooker and make sure that I'm not missing anybody's stuff out there. Now, their comments still actually come across the screen. However, it's easier to see it having it on my phone here. So another change that I've made, actually, and I've done this on purpose, I found an old iPhone. Yeah, you know what? I see what you mean by the downgraded side of things, because it's taken away part of the kit. I'm not really sure what else it's affected, but for me personally, because I'm such a lower level, it took away some of what I already had. I don't know if that was an oversight on their end, but for instance, the shoes that I have on my avatar, I only have one choice right now, and that you know, it doesn't matter, but come on, man. You know, don't take away something I already had. You know, just make it better. So that's one thing that I don't understand. Is it something that you can buy, or is it something you have to earn with these drop points? That's what I haven't had time to really dig into yet. I've had a very busy 2 days. So if anybody wants to just continue talking about all of the changes that have been made, that'd be great. Because I am extremely ignorant other than the fact I know what happened, and I only know what happened because I caught a minute of Shane Miller's YouTube video that even brought it up, and then I had about 2 more minutes to look and see what it was. 2 more minutes to actually change anything, so any insight would be appreciated. So here's a negative while you guys are chatting away. A negative to this morning is that I took my pre-ride concoction, which consists of basically water, this Alaskan blueberry stuff, and a little bit of pre-workout. Nothing too crazy because I got to be careful with my blood pressure and all that, but enough to, it's kind of my coffee. Coffee would work too, by the way. But anyways, so I got that all in me 30 minutes before the ride, so around 6:30 this morning, and then I wasn't riding, and that sucked. You know, the purpose of that is to actually get me up and going and make sure that I have a nice long hour ride and that I'm not falling off while I'm riding. So all right. All right, so we are on Facebook Live. There we go. Now I can just concentrate on riding while you guys just chat away on the changes to Zwift, your thoughts, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Anybody that's on Twitch, if you're not sure how to get there, if you go to oaflife.com, I have a tab called Twitch. You'll see me while I'm riding up at the top, because it's my website, so I'm always going to be at the top. But then anybody else that's out there riding on Twitch at the time, you can actually catch them too. So it's a good place to find riders to follow, people that are specifically using Zwift. So if they make sure that they're categorized as a Zwift rider on Twitch, you'll be able to see them on that Oaf Life page. And so if you go there, you'll be able to check it out, and I'll be able to come back later, something I actually figured out Wednesday. I'll be able to come back later and scroll through all the comments, and if there's a question in there, I can respond to it directly in the Twitch comments. So if you're not used to Twitch, if you're not sure what it is, they're owned by Amazon. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you actually already are in the Twitch world. So you can easily link the two together, and you can comment along and you can follow right there. It's a nice platform for people that are mostly gamers, which I am not, because I'm old and I wasn't a gamer growing up. But it's a nice place for the Zwift community to come together, I think. You know, obviously YouTube Live is another good spot. If you're a YouTube person, you can subscribe to the Oaf Life channel and, you know, click the little bell and you get notifications whenever we get started. And then if you're on the Facebook page, we're live streaming to that also. All I ask is that you at least give me a thumbs up if you're not going to chat or something like that, just so I know you're there. It helps me, man. I can tell you all day long, it helps me make sure I wake up to do this, because I've committed to it. And of course I need to do it for my health, but I'm just one of those guys that, for whatever reason, feels like there's got to be a bigger purpose than just myself. And I think that getting on these rides and having the success that I'm going to have by January 2020 is just going to help other people that are trying to figure out how to get back in shape, how to get off the couch, how to do things better for themselves. Oh. I'm trying to read some of the chats here. I did, and unfortunately it's going to fall apart right now. One thing that I did is I found an old iPhone, and so I was able to get that up and reset, and I eliminated everything. I actually started this whole thing over, and this is just going to be my Zwift phone. It's an old iPhone 5 that when I was cleaning out part of my desk, when I was going through trying to get ready, I closed my insurance agency. So when I was going through some different things, I found that phone, and so I'm going to use that for Zwift. I'm going to keep the companion app tied to that, which I don't have it on this morning just because of all the other issues. I did plan on using it for the first time. But the other thing that I plan on using it for is when I start experimenting with rowing, possibly the Ski Urge, which is a cross-country skiing type piece of equipment, and some of the other things I want to play with. I plan on using that phone so I don't have to do everything all in one spot. Right now, everything's set up in my office, and so in the future that won't be possible as I add equipment. So that phone will be something I stream from, and how that works verbally explain it, but I'll do a video another time. But how that works is that you use a whatever the heck Apple calls their connection to a little adapter that takes it to an HDMI out. Then you take that and put that to your cam link, and of course tie that to your OBS software, and in my case also the Restream product, and then you're able to stream everything that's on the phone. The aspect ratio is a little bit different, but now that I've figured out this little stretch trick, I'll be able to actually keep the screen looking somewhat conformed. But like I said, I want to be able to get to the point where I'm able to do more than riding, at least on my off days. And I think rowing would be great to start. So we'll see. So I'm going to look at some other software too to see if I can make this even more mobile. So there's a young man at a bike shop that I'm going to be getting fitted at another week from now, and he's using a different software himself. I can tell you guys, I'm happy that I was able to figure this thing out, even though it delayed me a half hour. Because for me, riding without streaming, for whatever reason, just is way more painful. I don't know what it is, but man, this obviously is enough of a distraction to keep my body from, or my mind really it must be, from thinking negatively while I'm riding. So I know this is overly repetitive, but if you're even thinking about doing this, I highly suggest learning how to stream. If you don't have a gaming computer, then reach out to me and I'll explain how you hook up your phone as your monitor to stream the game from, and that will eliminate the resource drag that you have from Zwift. Because for the most part, if you don't have a powerful enough computer, Zwift is going to pretty much tax the entire thing. So if you have a laptop or something like that, even I would assume a gaming laptop would work, but even if you have a high-powered laptop, the Zwift game will use up a lot of the CPU. And so I can tell you, or you can look up videos on YouTube of how to use your phone to stream to OBS and what you need to do that. And that'll fix the problem. I happen to have a gaming computer and a laptop, and so I have the ability to do either now that I've got this other phone. Now, some of you are wondering, well, why do you need this extra blank phone that I erased? Why do you have to use this instead of just using the phone you have? Well, here's why. If you hook your regular phone up and you're streaming, anytime you get a notification message, any notifications at all, whatever comes across that screen is going to come up on the stream. And so if you get email notifications or text messages or anything like that, it's coming up on the screen. Well, for me personally, I don't want to turn off those notifications, because throughout the rest of my day, I rely on them to kind of screen and monitor what I want to pay attention to and what I want to respond to. And so, yes, you can do that, but I've done it on an old iPhone. You can usually pick them up for about 50 bucks on eBay if you wanted to do it that way. Just get yourself one that is at least an iPhone 5 or newer, and you'll be able to actually use that to help you stream. But I would suggest that you don't use your own personal phone, because the notifications that you get are going to come across the screen, and I don't have anything to hide, but you know, that would be a distraction in my opinion. What's up, cuz? I see you out there on Facebook world. So, before we end today's ride, I will tell you that yesterday was one of those days that I'm sure I'll remember for a very long time, and I've tried to make it a positive day as much as possible. But I finalized my agreement with my insurance agency, and though it is not 100% shut down yet, because there's a lot more to do on the the LLC side and making sure that we transfer all of the clients over to my friend's agency. So if anybody watching this and you have a policy with me, don't worry about it. Everything's in process. You'll be going over to Yarborough Insurance Agency out of Elmont, Michigan. They're great friends of mine, great people. They work with the same master agency that I did, and so nothing's going to change. I'm going to be able to help in that transition, and at least until November, when my license runs out, I can stay involved as an agent side of things, not as an agency. So, obviously, failure sucks. However, it was the right thing to do. And so, I'm ready to move forward. I'm obviously planning on staying at the job that I currently have, not going anywhere. But I'm going to be tackling a passion of mine that I think will be beneficial to a lot of people that I know and a lot of people that I don't know. And I'm going to start helping through some training videos the marketing aspect that small businesses and home-based businesses need. And so there'll be a new website eventually, a new Facebook page. It's just going to be Dave Bernard Marketing, and you heard it here first, but I'm going to be branded as the Everyday Marketer. So Dave Bernard, the Everyday Marketer. So I think there's going to be some good value. I've spent over 20 years building websites, marketing my own businesses to a point that I've become an expert in the field unintentionally. And so I want to make sure that I'm helping people learn what they need to do to market their business or even themselves as their own brand, so that they can get more customers and ultimately more sales. And so that's the passion that I've developed over the last 20 years, and I realized it. And so though yesterday was a shitty day, I'm going to turn it into a positive, and I'm going to start creating the business plan, the vision, which you've already heard, and I'm going to be putting that information out there to help people get where they want to be, or where they need to be in their business, without spending 20 years figuring out how to get there like I had to. And by the way, I didn't have to. Some of the things that I've learned has now got me to the point, or having the epiphany of the fact that if I would have just listened to a few different key points over the years, I would have actually been more successful in anything I wanted to do. And some of you will ask, well, why didn't you make the insurance agency work if you know all this great marketing stuff? And that's a great question. Part of the reason is I didn't have a staff, and I couldn't handle more sales. I couldn't handle having a job, living my life, and taking on more insurance sales than I already had. And so the bottleneck was me and my time. I wasn't able to handle all of that. So when I realized that that was the case and something was going to have to give, trying to read the message here. I'm going to have to read it later. Again, I'm like one of those squirrels, man. I see something and I run after a shiny penny, and I'm after the penny. Well, I went and got my eyes checked Monday morning. Nothing major changed. A little bit of an update on the glasses. But when I sat down with the ladies to get the new glasses, they came back with over $1,000 bill for a pair of sunglasses, regular glasses, plus the visit. I was pissed. I was like, you're out of your effing mind if you think I'm paying over $1,000 for glasses. I'm just not doing it. And so I did not order any new glasses. And they probably all think I'm a dick. And that's okay. Because I just thought it was amazingly crazy that they would think to even quote me that kind of number. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to try to talk to one of my friends before I do anything too rash, like go to Walmart for my glasses. But, and it's not a major change, but, so the point of that is I can't actually see, even though I have them, the fonts at the adult size, I can't actually read them all that great. So, I do know that Shane Miller, I've watched a lot of his videos and he's talked, I know that he's got a setup where he's got a couple of iPads. If I stumble across any old iPads that I can use to help monitor some of the things, and I can build a small table to get them close to me, that'll probably help. I'm going to play around with increasing the font size here on my computer while I stream, so I can hopefully read some of this. But I'm about I'd say a good 8 feet actually away from my monitor, and I have a 32-inch LG, but it still is a bit of a struggle. And of course I wear bifocals because I'm old, and I'm sure if I tip my head around I might see things, but whatevs. Holy cow, looks like we're past the 30 minutes that I was planning on riding, and we are almost at 8 o'clock, so you're going to hear the alarm go off. So it's time to ramp up, see what we can get to. That's it. Woo! Guys, I really appreciate you being here. We'll be back on Monday morning, 7 o'clock. There's the alarm. So we'll be back on 7 o'clock Monday morning. I'll probably try to spend the weekend looking at some of the settings on OBS, learning more about the changes that Zwift made, going back through the chat messages on Twitch, and hopefully becoming educated as a whole. I know you guys probably were watching this. Those of you that aren't old like me can actually read it from a distance. So we'll be back again Monday morning. I got so much more into me, I wish I could ride for another half hour. There's a good chance I'll try to ride tonight because I want to get that time in. I want to get the miles in, or whatever you people across the pond call it, kilometers, which I am streaming in now. Anyways, love you guys. We will see you Monday, and ride on.